This is why I became a vegan. First, basic science. I learned years ago that we get all of our energy from the sun, and plants absorb the sun's energy directly. So when we eat meat, really, we're eating diluted, we're consuming diluted energy, you know what I'm talking about? Because it's going from the sun, going to the plant, going from the plant to the animal, then going from the animal to us. When actually, we can get that shit directly from the plant and have more energy. But I learned that shit, and I still said, fuck that shit, because I love ribs and I love goddamn lemon pepper wings and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, moving on to 2. Time Magazine article. I love Time Magazine. I'm a subscriber to Time Magazine. It's one of the most reputable magazines in the world. And I was on a bus going to a basketball game when I was still a coach, and I read this article about how meat is a proven carcinogen, meaning it's been proven to cause cancer. Now, you may not have heard that. Why haven't you heard that? Because the meat industry, just like the tobacco industry back in the gap, you know what I'm talking about, has so much money, and they are able to hire these big time lobbyists to go to Washington DC and lobby these congressmen and these senators and shit like that, and get them not to really regulate that industry and do what the fuck they need to do to protect our people, you know what I'm saying? So I read that article, and I'm big on, you know what I'm saying, fuck all these big motherfuckers, these rich motherfuckers that's trying to take advantage of us and exploit us and use their lobbyists to keep Congress from passing legislation to protect us. Even though I'm like that, I still said, fuck that shit. Because as the great Red Fox once said, all you motherfuckers that sit up there and you eliminate all this shit from your diet, you're gonna feel like a fool one day dying of nothing. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, he right, you right. And I'm gonna keep on smashing my lemon peppers, you know what I'm saying? So even though I read that article, I said, fuck that shit. Moving on. 3, my mother-in-law had colorectal cancer. Doesn't smoke, doesn't drink. Even though that's the case, called cancer. Thankfully, she survived, but even in looking at that, didn't stop me from consuming meat products, animal products, excuse me. My wife's aunt, 4. My wife's aunt just passed away this year from colorectal cancer. Again, didn't smoke, didn't drink. Passed away tragically. We didn't expect that shit. Still, I did not make a change. I saw what happened there and still was like, it's part of my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? To consume animal products. But then my wife, 5th reason, my wife met up with her friend girl Shanika. And I don't know what Shanika told her, but she convinced my wife to go vegan. Which I'm happy about, because with my mother-in-law having colorectal cancer and my wife's aunt passing away from colorectal cancer, it seems like there's some kind of genetic component there. So my wife absolutely needs to do the shit. And even though I was happy about it, I was like, oh, fuck that shit, cause you ain't finna do it. You just talking, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I tell my wife this shit as a way of reverse psychology to try to get her to do right. You know what I'm talking about? She works better like that. But again, I said, fuck it. I did not move on it until 6. My wife made me watch this documentary called What the Health. We watched it on Netflix. It was very, 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 very persuasive. Very convincing. You know how they say a picture is worth 1,000 words? Well, what about a fucking video? You know what I'm saying? This video was hella convincing. This video took all this other shit that I just told y'all about and threw it in my motherfucking face like, here motherfucker, if you don't want to make a change after that's on you. You know what I'm saying? So again, basic science, Time Magazine article that I read years ago, my mother-in-law having colorectal cancer, my wife's aunt passing away from colorectal cancer, my wife making the big change, and finally, it's a great documentary, What the Health. Now, all the shit in What the Health is not 100%, you know what I'm talking about? Some of the shit in there, common sense, you kind of like one person, they said once they became vegan, like after 2 weeks, they got off all the medication they were on and shit like that. I'm like, come on, that's cap. Some other shit in there, you kind of like, all right, that's cap. But most of the shit in that documentary, if you use critical thinking and you just cross-reference it against reputable sources, you can be like, okay, this shit makes a whole lot of sense. You feel me? So watch that shit. I got a link to it in the description. Like I said, I watched it on Netflix, but you can also catch it on YouTube if I'm not mistaken. If it's still on YouTube, I'll put the link in the description, you feel me? But that's why I became a vegan. Now you might be wondering, well, how do you feel? Have you lost weight? All that kind of shit. First of all, I ain't do it to lose weight, you know what I'm talking about? I lift weights a whole lot, so you know, that kind of makes looking at the scale kind of different, you know what I'm saying? Because what I might be losing from not consuming animal products, I might be gaining from going so hard lifting weights, you feel me? But I feel better. I feel better. Before I did this, my cholesterol was up. Cause if y'all know, y'all fuck with me, you know what I'm talking about? If you watch my video for 30 for 30, you watch other shit I be doing, you see I was smashing them lemon pepper wings from Wingstop, 50 piece. Me and my son smashed that shit, you understand? I'm going crazy on reels from Chili's and shit like that. Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? All this kind of shit, I was smashing. So I needed to do something, you know what I'm saying, anyway. And I feel better. I feel better. I have more energy, you feel me? Do we have cheat days? Yes, we do. You know what I'm saying? Right now, on Fridays, we might have some fish, you know what I'm saying? Or we might even go get some, like some of the shit I just named that I used to love. But I noticed when I eat those things, it's kind of like, man, this shit ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? That might be mental, but hey, when you put something down, you see you really can do without it. You know what I'm saying? You see you really can do without shit. You feel me? And like I said, I just feel better. I'll tell you how I feel. I did a big detox. You know what I'm saying? I did a big detox because I was pouring up too much. You know what I'm saying? I was pouring up too much. I was pouring up about 3 days a week. And I'm talking about I had like 3 drinks. Usually straight, maybe some ice, you know what I'm talking about? Some brown, you know what I'm saying? Some cognac or some motherfucking whiskey or some shit like that, you know what I'm talking about? Just pouring big. 3 days a week, 3 drinks a day probably, you know, on those 3 days, having 3 drinks, just pouring. And shit, I couldn't stop pissing. Like, I was like, man, what the fuck going on with me, bro? So, I got scared as fuck. I was like, fuck, I did a big ass detox. And getting all those toxins out of me, I felt a lot better. I felt more energetic, feeling good. I felt like I could dunk again or something like back in the Gap, you know what I'm saying, when I was in high school or some shit like that. That's how I feel now. That's how I feel now from not consuming animal products. That shit fucking crazy. Cause one of the things you learn is that they got all these antibiotics and shit in animal products, in the chickens and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? They got all these antibiotics in these animal products, bro. You just consuming all these drugs, really. You eating your food and you slick consuming drugs. That shit fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. I feel like I'm detoxing again. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my story. You know what I'm talking about? That's just my story. I ain't trying to convince nobody else out there to do what I'm doing. I'm just goddamn letting you know. Y'all know I'm an open book when it, for the most part. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm just letting y'all know. I posted pictures out there, and people have seen some of the things I've been eating. You know what I'm talking about? Like I just smashed some broccoli, some black eyed peas and rice. Shit that I love. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? My brothers will tell you, my mama will tell you. Fruit, I love that shit. My wife will tell you, I love that shit. So it's really just taking your side dishes and making it your main. You know what I'm saying? Or in other regards, there's so many products out there that are substitute. Some are better than others. I ain't gonna cap. Some I'll be like, babe, my wife hook up that substitute shit. Like, babe, nah, fuck that shit, that nasty. But then some of the shit smashing. Can't cap. I had some vegan pizza, smashing. I had a vegan burger, smashing. My wife did me a vegan taco bowl, smashing. You know what I'm talking about? So that's just my story. You feel me? I appreciate y'all fucking with me. I appreciate y'all for viewing. But I gotta go. I got shit to do. Love y'all. One. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me across all social media platforms. Like the videos and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.